Hello, this is Malorian, and this is going to be a 2,500 point game I had with my Lizardmen against my brother's Ogre Kingdoms. Just to kind of explain right now, whereas I'll probably play 140k game for every 10 fantasy, he's the reverse, so he rarely plays fantasy at all, and this is going to be his first time trying 8th. So to try and have some more fun with this, I put a few restrictions on myself where I'd have no slan, no duplicates, and everything was kind of supposed to be as painted as possible. And yeah, so anyway, it should be a bit of a fun game. Looking at this first picture here, the battle we were doing were the Watchtower one, so that's kind of like off on the right there. Behind it is a mysterious forest. He has a hill up there, and that little round thing by me is a well. My stuff from left to right, I have 6 chameleon skinks, 7 cold one cav, 18 spearosaurus, and a razodon. On his side, he has a big unit of 6 iron guts. He has the Rhinox, which we treat as a monster for this game. Then he has 5 iron guts, and there's that little panda-looking guy. He's a siege breaker. Behind the woods, there's a unit of 4 Yetis. And then continuing with him in this next picture, you can see in the tower he had a unit of 6 ogres. He has a unit of 4 iron breakers, and he has his BSB bruiser and his tyrant. Next over is some ogres with extra hand weapon, and he has a butcher there, and then he has 2 lead belters. And on my side, I had a big huge horde of 40 saurus. With them was a scarvet with the sword that gives him +2 attacks. I have my stegodon. I have a big unit of 24 skinks and 3 croxagore. Then I had 14 skirmishing skinks, and inside there is just a level 2 priest. Top right is just, like the little terrain like town thing there. Then I have a salamander, and then I have finally my old blood on Carnosaur, and he has the one that gives him +2 attacks. So that's my side. A lot of the terrain in this one didn't actually really come into play because my opponent didn't really want to deal with it, so a lot of it was pushed to the side, so that's why you won't see much of it, but it does come into play. He won to be able to defend it, so he has his guys there. It's going to be interesting. My idea is just going to go and slam that unit with my big horde, while meanwhile I'm trying to tie up everything on the sides. He'd been talking about giving his tyrant the thing where he's basically -2 to hit, so if that happens, my old blood wouldn't have a chance against him, but we'll just have to see how this plays out. Alright, so I get first turn. That big horde attacks the tower. I do a couple of wounds, but I'm repulsed. Otherwise, some units are just kind of moving up on this flank, and on this flank I'm just kind of moving up as well. My one priest there did a lightning bolt to the lead belchers, killing 1. He passed his panic. So that's all that really happened this turn. On his turn, he actually tried some long-range charges, charging with both the Yetis and his Tyrant's unit. He needed something like 11. He was just trying to get that big unit off of the tower there, but he failed, and then his units just kind of move up. In the magic phase, he gives the Rhinox Rider +1 toughness and stubborn. And on this other side, his lead belcher goes and shoots at the salamander and does 1 wound, but overall, nothing too impressive. Alright, Lizardmen turn 2. You can see we got some action here. My cold one cav charged his iron guts in the flank here. I took a real beating, but I still beat him and ran him down. In my magic phase, I dispelled his stubborn and +1 toughness on his Rhinox Rider, but I still lost combat. He's just so tough, and of course with a thunder stomp, I was just lucky to hold him there. In the tower, I charged him in there again, did a couple more wounds, but with him being stubborn with the BSB there, he's not going anywhere. On this other flank, my Carnosaur charged the lead belcher, killed it, and then reformed look over here. My big skink crocscore unit got into a fight with the ogres with his butcher, and killed a bunch of his guys. He killed a bunch of mine. And my stegodon, it just moved up just to kind of block that tyrant unit, that's all. So that's what's going on. For his turn 2, I have to kind of explain this because, okay, his Yetis charged my big Saurus horde. I had to kind of shift over to line up. His other unit of ogres countered into the Spearosaurus. He broke the Spearosaurus. The ogre unit ran into my big horde. Then the horde beat them. I failed to catch them. I rolled like double ones. But anyway, that's why both the Yetis and that ogre unit with the Slaughtermaster is running right now. On this flank, I killed more of the guys so that there's only the Butcher left now, and his big unit with the Tyrant and the BSB charged my Stegodon, killed all the crew, and did 3 wounds to the Stegodon, but with my monster reaction test, I actually turned out to be unbreakable, so that worked out perfectly for me. Lizardmen turn 3, I just shooting up one of the Yetis, the Cav swing around to get ready to charge him, and then my Chameleon shoot up his Rhinox Rider and do a wound to him. And then on this side, you see I finally took the tower. I wiped out all his guys, so now I got that big block in there with the Scarvet. He wipes out my Stegodon and is looking over me over here, and I wiped out his Butcher, and so we're just looking at each other for a big fight next turn. Ogre's turn 3, basically on this side, his stuff is just rallying. He gave a whole bunch of buffs to his Slaughter Master unit there, so they have regen and +1 toughness and stubborn, so they're pretty tough. My Razordon is just really there just to be as a speed bump right now. And on this side, his big Tyrant unit charged into mine. It was a huge slaughter fest where he killed all the skinks, one of the crocs. I killed a bunch of his stuff, wounded his BSB. I think I ended up losing by 1, but yeah, just a huge, just tons of death going on there. Alright, my turn 4. This first picture is just my general charging his, so we're going to have to wait to see who wins that one. On this side, my Cav actually charged into the flank of his Slaughter Master, hoping just to tie them up. I failed, I got wiped out. That Slaughter Master actually is a tenderizer, so he's really tough. And then some shooting at the Yeti just did a wound or 2, but doesn't really matter. Then on this side, yeah, you can see that my general fought his. He actually didn't take the combo where he was -2 to hit, and thanks to my Carnosaur hitting with all 3 hits, I mean, that was pretty much the doom of him right there. It was really the stomps going both ways. It finished him off and finished my Carnosaur off, so that's why all of a sudden my guy's on foot. His turn 4, he charges my Razordon and kills it, and his Rhinox Rider is just kind of moving up so he can try hitting the tower there. And on this side, with this flank being all gone, there's nothing really to report. And the way that we rolled, that was it. Turned out as a 6, so the game ended right here. A win for the Lizardmen, and my opponent was kind of happy because once you get that many guys inside a tower like that where they're cold-blooded, stubborn, I mean, they're just not going to go anywhere. Some thoughts on this game. I think my opponent could have had a much better chance if he would have rushed his characters into the tower. I think his overall strategy, though, was trying to just kill the rest of things first and then come back to the tower, and it just turned out to be that his ogres just couldn't hold out, and in the end I was able to break through by killing every last one, which is really almost the only way you can do it in this mission. Some thoughts on my units. That one mixed Croxagore skink units, usually in general, I think they're really crappy, and I was even saying to my opponent that, geez, here they go again where they really sucked, they almost got wiped out, and he reminded me, like, what are you talking about? They wiped out pretty much 2 units on their own, and he was right. They did. When you look at that, I mean, it seems bad because you're taking off handfuls of guys, but those Croxagores really put it in the hurt while they just killed the useless skinks. As far as this really mission goes, I'm going to see how this goes against other people later on, but it seems that this mission in general is kind of imbalanced because really, yeah, the first person to get somebody in that tower kind of wins, and really whoever starts with it, you just got to rush those characters in, and then, I mean, how are you going to break that thing if it's stubborn? You're going to have a really killy unit to try and break through. So, but anyway, I'm going to see how it goes in other games. I'm probably going to have another game against my brother with his Tomb Kings, or he's actually going to start collecting Skaven, so I might see that when the starter set comes out. But anyway, thanks for watching. Bye.